Fellow Gambians, my name is Ambassador Isa Bokar Sit. We are here to defy the sound bites of a propaganda machine that misleads and then alongside sows the seeds of discord and then feeds society with misinformation and disinformation. To that effect, we are going to use empirical data, statistics, references, and judgments to debunk what is constantly being processed in this processing plant of a thunderous propaganda machine, which is definitely barren. It does not conceive anything. We have a government in the Gambia that says it cares for women and youths. We are not going to use political rhetoric, but we are going to use what could be associated with facts, figures that rise from the mindset of scholars. We would bring forward certain figures and make comparisons compared to what is being spewed out there by the same sound bites of this thunderous propaganda machine. Well, in a country where the government is saying it cares for women and youth, we have 1,887 alcalos, and those alcalos are appointed, they are not elected. Therefore, it is as it pleases the one who appoints alcalos to be able to recognize gender parity and gender equality in it. Well, we do hear this very propaganda machine saying it is out there to empower women. Out of the 1,887 alcalos in the Gambia, there are only 13 women. And the universally accepted age limit for somebody to be considered a youth should definitely not go beyond 40 years at best. But usually in many parts of the world, where one reaches the age of 35, then going to 36, above 36, you are not considered to be a youth. Even in the United States of America, one of the most important criteria as far as age is concerned is that one cannot go beyond the age of 36 to be able to be qualified for recruitment. Now, how many people are on that list of alcalos that have gone above the age of 45? There are more than the ones who are below. So how much does this government care for the youth, and how much do they care for the women when it is about statistics and facts? Now, there are 45 district chiefs in the country. Out of that number 45, 0 women. And when one goes by the age limit that is recognized for one to be considered a youth, the greater number of those chiefs also are above the age of 45. So facts have debunked the version of the thundering machine of propaganda of this very government as far as caring for women and the youth. Now we go to the National Assembly. There are 58 seats. Out of that number, only 5 are women. And where one gathers facts within honesty and impartiality, you would know that the 58 National Assembly members is only 5 women, and the other part, most of them are beyond the age of 45 years. Even if the sitting government would argue it out that all the 58 members are not part of the incumbent party, but they claim to be the majority. If they also use the excuse that those are elected members, we want to remind them that members will be elected after being nominated to represent a party. Why didn't they nominate women then? Neither the women nor the youth are recognized on that number 2. Well, statisticians have given figures out. Some are saying 56% of the population are women and 34 are men. Some are saying 44. But either way, there are far more women in the Gambia, in fact in the whole world, when compared to the number of men. Then, scientifically speaking, how would this government justify to anybody that they care for youth and the women? Now let us go to the Gambia's only stadium, which is known as the Independence Stadium in Bakau. A stadium that is far older than most of the people working in this current government, and also those who are at the National Assembly, among others. It was built during the time of the late Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. May Allah have mercy on his soul. We do hear the current government saying, the leadership bragging all over the place, saying that what it has done, where Jammeh and Jawara are combined, they have not done it. Well, Jawara built this stadium, and no other government so far is able to build a stadium like it. It is where he celebrated the Gambia Silver Jubilee when former US President George Walker Bush was invited. At the time he was in a president, he came to represent his father, George Walker Bush Sr. This stadium today, in quote unquote, is an outcast. It is a misfit within what is recognized by FIFA and CAF. Yet we have a government that is going around dishing out jerseys and soccer balls or footballs, telling the youth that they care for them and they care for sports. Well, it is just like a baker running around with a bike, ringing the bell, selling bread, and says that I am a bread seller, but I don't care for an oven. I don't know where you got your bread from then. So, if we look at it the other way around, 283 million, according to the statistics we're all hearing about commissions of inquiries and audit reports and all that, was budgeted for reparation, not to rebuild, but to repair. First phase was disbursed, contractors got their money, second phase. But up to today, the stadium is considered to be a misfit, where it is to satisfy the criteria of CAF and FIFA. We have 7 regions in the country. By now, we could have had, or we should have had, 7 stadiums in the Gambia where our youth in the provinces could play to go and represent Gambia, and then selection could be done in all the 7 regions by professionals who come to Africa searching for good soccer players, which is now a money-making industry. With all these facts presented to you, I want you to reflect and come back and tell people, how can this government justify that they care for women and youth? Statistically speaking, thank you.